right.
Listen to
Oh man, it's been a while since I've been on stream lately. All right, I have my notes on. Hear myself? I can hear myself. All right, excellent.
nice.
All right, so it has been a couple of weeks, and it's a very exhausting 2 weeks. You know what? I think I should probably be putting it this week. Because I like the way it sounds without this, but I noticing that I need it for the. All right, so where do I start it? How do I? Start? First of all, let me make sure my audio's coming. Where's my mic? Check two, check two. Check two. Oh, I think I need to warm my game up. Oh, yeah. How about now? I think I need more. Check. Check two. Yeah. Oh. Huh? Why? Okay. Oh my. Hear myself. Wait, do I have a game? Oh yeah. I do have a gate. I need to fix that. I need to fix that. There we go. Okay. Alright. One thing up. Alright, a couple of things apparently have broken and I need to fix that. Hang on. Noise gate. How about now? Now. Okay, cool. I think that's better. Let me just check. Yeah, it is. Alright, excellent. So, this music is a little loud. There we go. So, I have been in massive amounts of chaos at work. Now, I'm not going to get into extreme amounts of details, but what I can say, we're doing some real cool stuff. So what we've been doing is we've been restructuring our network to have different we guess you can say VLANs, and we're restructuring all the networks and stuff like that so that we become compliant with some certain level of certification. And to say the least, that has been complicated. It's not the entire process. It's just this one tiny thing that you think that's nothing, but it's becoming a pain in the butt. So we've been dealing with a thing called radius. And if you're not sure what radius is, all right, hold on. Ooh, there we go. Where 802.1x or WPA2 Enterprise, if you really want to call it the right way, is a little bit more difficult to implement, a little bit more complex and complicated to do in a wireless system. The problem is, we found an interesting conundrum mixed between the versions of a driver, our access points, and our radius server, which randomly it decides to just drop between every 5 minutes, every hour, or every 4 hours. And there is no freaking pattern. And it has been eating in my brain for a while. So, with that being said, the issues that we've had with Microsoft in the past with anything networking has made me become very suspicious that the implementation of Radius that Microsoft has for their server sucks. So we're going to be doing a different tool. So there's a thing called online called Free Radius. Go ahead and bring that up here. And I tinkered around with this once upon a time, and I liked it. But I was like, Microsoft can do this. This is a simple implementation, and it uses Active Directory integration. That's what I thought. Well, that was freaking wrong. And basically what Free Radius does is this. So Radius in itself is not just for wireless. It does a bunch of other stuff. It can also do like accounting for internet usage and stuff like that. It gets really, really, really powerful. But this is basically an open source method of installing it on your servers without having anything. Obviously, it's Linux based. I'm pretty sure it has a Windows version. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Pretty sure it's they have a container, which is what I'm looking at. And obviously, its source is open source, which adds a little extra, you know, to the whole installation. And we're in the middle of doing that right now. The thing is that it is complicated to not only handle. Oh wait, there's more stuff. So there's a lot more stuff that's been going on along as well. So AWS has a feature called FSX, which is File System Extended, or I think that's what they call it. I'm pretty sure it's here. They call it FSX. Whatever the name is. So FSX apparently has a feature where you could, not a feature, but it's basically Windows file server with DFS natively inside of AWS's managed resources. AWS's managed resources are freaking awesome. Another thing that's freaking awesome is the freaking speed that you're gonna get. So the overhead on having your own Windows server and having it configured with the proper protocols for SMB, which is a problem if for anybody that has dealt with SMB, it's a butt. Where, hold on. I always forget to do. Just a bit. So the thing is, SMB in itself is a protocol that is used for Microsoft. Well, actually, Microsoft uses it for their file system. The thing is that you need to tune it, and it's extremely, extremely tricky to get it done properly because SMB channel protocols are usually CPU bound or they require some level of tinkering and modifications, and it's something that if you don't breathe it every day, it can be very difficult to implement. So apparently FSX has all of that figured out. There's no more ice in here? Aw, sucks. I'll take more ice. So yeah, the FSX has apparently all those SMB protocols or everything kind of ironed out and figured out. And the file transfers are amazing. Like, I'm talking amazing. Over a VPN on a gigabit internet, we were hitting almost 900 megabits. We were actually reaching almost full gigabit speeds over an internet circuit through a VPN and all of that overhead. I was like, whoa, dude, no, we need to do this fast. So we finally did that cut over this week. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the implementations coming out from there and all the changes that we need to do. People are going to be testing in the next few days, and it's going to be. That means all the issues that we had with file transfers and replication. If anybody has dealt with DFS, replication is a pain. Oh my God. Anybody copies one massive file over from one server to another can actually hold back an entire Dfs replication process, and it's stupid. So stupid. But with that, we don't have to worry about that anymore because Amazon handles that now for us, and it's cheaper than having two servers. I cannot wait to get rid of our old file servers, put that on there, because that's gonna make. What else? Oh yeah, so balancing radius, balancing all the network troubleshooting that we've had to do. Plus, I've been building APIs for our systems internal that we use, on top of planning out a new server deployment for our customer facing stuff, on top of our day-to-day stuff, on top of managing a team, on top of doing a bunch of other interviews and this and that, and it's extremely overwhelming. And the fact is, I was actually at the office for an entire week, and I barely had enough time to actually do everything. We did a ton of cleanup. We did a ton of work. We done a ton of little things. Planning out construction for an office, planning out cameras, access points, door systems, door accesses. It is nuts. It's crazy. So I was there for an entire week. That was the first week I didn't stream. And I came back, and obviously I spent time with my family because I spent an entire week without them. And then Monday I came back, sitting in this chair, working hard, extremely hard, catching up on the little nuances that have happened throughout the week, catching up with a bunch of other little things, and man, it was a week. It was a week. Plus, I had other stuff personal going on. I had church, I had music, I had this, I had that. It takes a toll, but I am so right now because we're in the middle of like going through and getting all the things that we need to get done for our certification, all our security compliances, and these are the things that I love about IT, where you can literally go in and do all the things that you want to, like you can do to improve the systems. And you see that there's a monumental amount of things to accomplish. And it just makes you so giddy to get up and go to work. I have no problem getting up to go to work. I have no problem like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But there's times that you just look at it and it's like you're on the base of friggin' Mount Everest and you're like, how the hell am I supposed to do? But that's where you start building a team, and that's where I'm at right now. Since my company my department right now doesn't have a manager. Our manager left in the beginning of the year. We don't have a manager right now, and sort of filling that role right now, I guess you can say. And a lot of the things that I have to do is stuff that's not even related to IT sometimes. And like, no, it's nothing technical. IT related, but not technical related, and it sucks. I'm a nerd. I want to nerd out on the crazy. I want to do like, start building up more servers. I want to convert every server to server core. That's actually a nice little perk game plan that I want to do. I want to convert every possible server to server core because of the resources that we're going to be. I want to. Another thing I want. Yeah, there's a bunch of things. I have a literal laundry list. Then we got the new cybersecurity guy, which is going in and he's really like bringing in new things to the table and figuring out how to implement it. And there's a thing called grouped managed service accounts. Is something that we're looking into as well. That's an interesting fact. Love to get into it, but I might actually do a live stream about that because I want to really tinker. So, top of that, I got, well, this past weekend I had to, well, I've been monitoring my server at home here, and I've noticed that my server was at 50 Celsius for no reason. Just idling was at 50 Celsius. I'm like, why is it idling at 50 Celsius? So I go in, and this past Saturday, I go in and I open it, I turn it off. Well, I updated, then I turned it off. I go ahead and I look at the specs, I look at everything. The dust is fine, it's not as dusty because I cleaned it out a few months prior. Actually, no, sorry, a few months ago. Jeez, I can't speak today. And it was like hovering at 50 Celsius. And I take it apart and I go through and I'm like, you know what? I haven't repasted the server since I built it. I built the server like 7 years ago. It's not even a real server. It's running an i5 4th gen. Just to give you a historical where it's at. An i5 4th gen, I bought that. When did I buy it? I think it was 2013. 2014 maybe. But yeah, about 8-9 years ago. So I haven't repasted that server since then. And I was like, I need to do it. I've been pushing it away. Then I see the thermals just being spiking. I'm like, no, I cannot risk having my server. So I take out the thermal paste. I notice that it's super dry, super cracked. It has holes in it. It's probably like the original stock thermal paste because I didn't care at that moment when I built that server. I was so frustrated. I didn't think about best practices at the time. I built it and now it's hovering at 30 Celsius, idle. which is a beautiful thing. Because my server probably doesn't get more than 10-15% CPU unless I'm doing a Plex render, or I'm doing Docker updates or stuff like that. But here's another interesting thing that I found out. So I run Pi-hole on my server in a Docker container. And while I did the updates, one of the updates was to Docker, and there was a known bug with Docker, was it 21.10.99 or something like that? It was 20.10.14. And there was a compatibility. Let me see if I can find it here. Here it is. There's a known compatibility issue. Not a compatibility issue, a configuration update that you needed to do just to get this to work. And where is it? Oh, there you go. So this happened. Oh, crud. There you go. I need to fix my stream. Where the issue is that you needed to do something. So the fix is you needed to add this line or this line to your environmental variables. I spent an hour troubleshooting the network to figure out what the hell it was, and ended up being a bug. So yeah, that was an interesting little hour-long, 2-hour-long troubleshooting, because I thought it was... One second. Alrighty, I'm back. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So, I spent like an hour and a half thinking that the issue was my network card, or it was something network configuration that was done with an update. Ended up being that Docker updated it, and I needed to modify how Pi-hole was launching. Pi-hole is my DHCP and my DNS server here, and so annoying. So, one of the things that I'm going to be doing, at least I'm planning on doing, is I want to update the Wi-Fi here, because there's a lot of, behind me is my kitchen, and in here there's a lot of stainless steel and a lot of like tiles and metal and a lot of electrical, which causes a lot of interference. And my room here has terrible Wi-Fi. And let's not even speak about my bathroom or my server room, which is over here, that there's no Wi-Fi. It's like barely any Wi-Fi. And yeah, what I'm looking forward to do is I want to get a couple Ubiquity access points and not build out, but sort of like set up a mesh network between my living room and my room, so I can have good coverage on the Wi-Fi, because this room is real like a dead zone, massive dead zone. And the only thing that has an Ethernet drop here is my desk, and I can't put the AP here. Good, actually. What would be the downside of putting? I think I just came up with an idea. Daughter needs the other, actually the other side of the apartment. Yeah, I can't put it there. Come up with another spot for it. So yeah, that's the problem. The places where we have internet are on the extreme sides of the house. So it is what it is. The place that needs it the least, this little corner right here. But yeah. I don't know. Been a lot of things I obviously I can't for security purposes. Oh yes, that's what I was going to be talking about. So I'm going to be working on video series sometime in the next couple weeks. That it's going to be server core domains. You know, basically like what I did in the live stream, but more to the point, concise, and more focused on building like a domain using server core, and all the little nuances that you can use to build server core and stuff like that. So that's going to be something that's going to be coming down the pipeline. I think what I might also be doing is working on making like PowerShell tutorials, and like how to start thinking in how to implement PowerShell scripts and stuff like that. And things like that. And I think obviously one of the things that I would love to get into will be like Ansible. That's actually a nice little like fun little project to do. Is like infrastructure as code type of thing. So I do plan on also doing like Office 365 tutorials as well, building out stuff like that. Then with the availability of having Office 365, it's also going to give me the opportunity to show how to do Power Automate, Power Apps, and how to leverage a bunch of it. It really opens up an entire world. That really is going to open up a lot of content and also a lot of good tools and stuff that we can leverage to. Yep, PowerShell scripting fundamentals. That'd be the best way to start. In reality, the fundamentals is just a matter of learning. Okay, what do the commands do, and then how do you find? Like, it's more like, okay, I want to get. Let's say, okay, for an example, we got. Let's say that we need to get a script that gives us 45 all 45 users in our Active Directory. Let's just say it's something. And inside of the Active Directory, we need to fetch people that don't have an email address or their password's about to expire. You know, how do you start parsing that information? We start talking about data sets, data objects, tables, strings, arrays, booleans, integers, floating points, all of that. There's a ton of content when it comes to PowerShell. And I want to really start breaking into like the basics of, you know, how do we do things and like open the world, because PowerShell is powerful. Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, that didn't come out. Dang it. Why not? I didn't. Okay, 1 second. I need to fix something. Studio mode. Where is it? God, give me 1 second.
Yeah, boy.
Ah, sorry, I was muted.
Wow.
Wait, it's there twice. Oh my god. Why is it there twice? It is there twice. Alright, I'm a mess. Leave that alone. And watch this be twice.
Nice.
Okay, we're fine. We'll be okay. Hopefully. Crossing fingers. We'll be okay. Yeah. So running Windows Server Core because of the benefits that Server Core gives you. Obviously, resources is one thing. The reduced attack surface for not having a GUI or having what Microsoft likes to call the desktop experience improves security aspects of your operating system. Plus, it makes it a lot faster to boot because there's a lot less assets that need to be loaded inside of Windows. So a lot of the other vulnerabilities are built into the operating system, usually from the actual GUI interface. And PowerShell gives you an excuse to learn. Then building out the domains, we can start going through. Hey, let's build out a remote desktop server. Build out file services. Build out WDS. Build out WSS. We can build out an entire enterprise with just Server Core. I think there might be a few of them, but I think the only thing that you cannot build in Server Core is a Windows network policy server, network policy service, which is what you use for Radius. Have I mentioned how much I hate it? Yeah, that. So, yeah, it's annoying, very annoying, but we have to learn all the nice little nuances that we can, get all that stuff out of the way. Of course. I have them all doubled now. Doubled. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
The other iteration of it. Whatever. It's not showing. So, yeah. I'm going to try to do more like scripting stuff and maybe learn Python and Bash and stuff like that on stream. To really, the problem is this. This is the part that I struggle with. I struggle with finding actual applicational scenarios like that can be useful, because a lot of times I can build out scripting something for a new user or something like that. But until you have like an entire business case behind it, it's very difficult to kind of like make a justifiable case. At least for me, I'm very big picture. but I don't know. There's a lot of things. A lot of PowerShell things that we can really leverage in, you know, in a day-to-day for IT, and things that we can leverage on not only just just Windows stuff. I want to start going in and figuring out what you can do in Linux in PowerShell, because yes, you could install PowerShell in Linux, and you can even install PowerShell on a Mac. And what can you do? It opens up a lot of scripting capabilities. So yeah, it's just, looking into these things is just a matter of just figuring it out. So let me see if I have let me see if I can find the VMs that I have with some of the scripts that I have in here. I built some VMs here. Let me close this out. Spin up the D, let's spin up PFNs. Ethernet switch. What the heck did you? What the hell happened to my NICs? Oh, they're disabled. Whoops. 1 second. Oh, this is gonna break my stream, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is gonna break my stream. What happened to my NICs? I updated my NIC. Okay, so this is not gonna work that well. I know what I need to do. Virtual switch manager, new virtual switch, internal. And nope. No, I don't want to start this. In a second, because now I got to rebuild all my friggin' NICs here. This is VLAN. Yes. Start. Demo 11. Might be dropping packets. 3 VMs. Let me spin up this VM. 1 sec. I'm trying to get. Not this big. There you go. There we go. There we go. So plus right put. Go. Did I get the IP address? Did not. Why? Voice, right? Oh. Wait. Trying to reboot normally. I think my router set up incorrect. Let's see who actually picked. There we go. Now it should be working. What I need to do is do new. Hey. Damn it, that's the wrong command. There we go. Internet. Of course, when you have the cables in the right place. All right, let's go in here. VS Code. Oh, back. All right, we don't need. Didn't I have a script in here? Here it is. Open. Oh. What I also want to do is like a series of what features you can do with VS Code. How powerful. Oh, that was the other thing I did. So I ended up acquiring getting my hands in one of these boxes. Instead of getting one of these, and what I did was I installed pfSense on it. So instead of these watch cards, they're actually like little computers. So a little more backstory. I used to be, I might still be, I don't know, watch guard certified for a lot of their, like most of their firewall products. And in my previous MSP, one of the things that we used to do a lot was service these watch guards and configure them for customers. So I was really proficient with setting these up and doing the things that we needed to do. Now, these things inside of it, it's just native Linux, like a raw Linux kernel. And problem with these, obviously, once your license expires, you really lose the majority of your features. However, it still functions as a pretty good firewall. It's just all the additional features like IDS, IPS, antivirus, web filtering, and all that stuff gets removed because you gotta pay for it. Well, inside of these things, what you could do, you open it up, you take out this thing, which is basically where the OS runs, and then you slap on a 2.5-inch hard drive or SSD, whichever you prefer, and you install pfSense. And it runs a little slow because these things are not that powerful. I think it's running an Intel Core 2 Duo. I think it's like 4 gigs RAM or 2 gigs RAM. I forgot what it was. And it runs perfect. Like right now, that's actually what I'm using right now. I'm using it right now. I have it in my closet server room, and I have it. I think I have the filters turned off because I was trying to do something and I ended up overdoing it. Oops. But yeah, I was able to get in and basically create one of these in there. Reload it up. basically creating one of these, and it works like a dream. Not as fast as obviously my machine, because it's not like a monstrosity, but it can do it. And what I need to do is I need to figure out the how to get some of the additional features. It's probably because I need to just upgrade this. I need to get a faster CPU that has the encryption on it. This one doesn't have it. Well, the one that I have in there. But it's a good start. And what I could do later on, if I really wanted to, is that once I get an actual server, I can virtualize it inside of a VM. Either make it like a PF, not a running PFSense inside of a VMware or Proxmox or a UNAS or something like that. Ooh. On one of these little suckers. One of these? Oh wait, you can't see anything. One of these. Yes. Running this with 48 gigs RAM. Oh wow, they actually got stuff in stock now. Hey, now we're talking. Okay, now we're talking. This is 8 bays. I might be building my server sooner than I thought. Okay, so can you imagine this specs right here? So right here, that's a good butter. 32. I don't want to do more VMs, so I'll be doing more. Press. Actually, use this, but oh, redundant. Because 2 is better than 1. This is where things are going to change. What? 2? Oh wait, I thought these were SSD. That's amazing though. 2 terabyte SAS 3.5-inch stretch for $42. That's awesome. 8 terabytes, $297. That hurts. 16 terabytes, $510. Oh god, I wish. But here's this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm seeing here. $8 terabytes, 7200 RPM SATA, $117. I got 3 of these and I'm golden. Or 4 of them. I won't have any issues with storage for a while. What's the reviews on this thing? Oh wow.
The fog of war means is war is so complex, it's beyond the ability of the human mind to comprehend all the variables. Our judgment, our understanding are not.
See, this is a problem with these. But still, 8 terabytes is still not bad. $39. That's a. This is a good company. 5400 RPM. That's the only down. If I want something faster, I can do Iron Wolves. Or I don't have to go up to 8 terabytes, really. I'm not going to be using that much. What I would love to do is just throw everything on SATA. I mean, SATA SSDs. This. Hard drive prices have gone so. Can you imagine throwing in like 4? No, obviously you want to do. I would do SSDs on this one right here. Not even that large. I would get 256 gig SSDs in a RAID 1. And then you really need to just go crazy and start slapping data 4 terabytes right off the bat. Then hard drive trays. Operating system, we're going to be putting Linux anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is not bad for the price, for the amount, for the server that I'm getting, which is it's a 2 CPUs, 8 cores, which means it's 16 threads. That means I have 32 threads in this freaking server, 64 gigs of RAM, 4 terabytes. Now it's 16 terabytes of raw storage. I want to put it the way that I would like to do, which will be a RAID 5 with one as a cold spare. So I will still have 8 terabytes of storage with one drive parity for one drive loss. Still 8 terabytes. I can even buy more if I wanted to. If I want. Can I get 4 terabytes? Oh yeah. Cheap. Amazing how cheap these are. 4 terabytes for them. For the same price, I can $5 in comparison to these are 4 terabytes, 5900 RPM. These are Iron Wolves, good brand. Or I can do the Barracudas, $70 a pop, say $15. Buy 5 of these. We only allowed to buy 3. I want to buy 5. How much is a 6 terabyte one? Wow, you see, that's where the jump is. What are 3? Wow. So that's a butter zone's 4 terabytes. You better get 4 terabytes than 3. Go figure. How about the 2 terabytes before? What are the 2 terabytes? 46? I want to go that. Oh. Did I buy it? Oh, I remember I bought this one. Yeah, like this is a baller server. $1,400, and I could probably bring it down to maybe $1,300. And if I really didn't need it, I can go down here. Go to 32 gigs of RAM. I'm running 24 right now, and I'm not even touching what I can use. Like, let me see. Let me see. What am I running right now? So I have 29 containers running. Oh, heck yeah. I have 29 containers. I have 24 gigs of RAM. I don't have a VM running yet. I'm only using 4 gigs of RAM. 29 containers. 3 terabytes of storage. And I'm barely touching. So I think 32 gigs of RAM would be more than sufficient for me. Although I can always go and buy more if I wanted to. But just the mere fact that I'm gonna get two Xeon E5s on 2.6 gigahertz at 8 cores. If I really want to cheap out, I can go down to 6 core, but it's gonna be 2 gigahertz, or I can just go quad core. Ugh. I don't know. I can probably do even higher. I can go more core clock if I wanted to, but that's going to require more power. So here we go. Why not pay for more? Here you go. I think this is a good compromise between two 6-core CPUs, which is 24 threads for $20. I think this is a good compromise. $1,300, and then I can probably get the 4 terabyte drives. Probably like another $50 cheaper, so maybe what, $1,200? Oh, what the one I really would love to get is the T630, but I think they're sold out of those. Let me see, where is it? Dell 13. I can even get rack mounts if I want to get saucy. That's when I buy a house. When I have a house and I have an actual server rack, then this is what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, I'm not even showing you guys. Oops. Nope, that's not it either. There you go. Get one of these boys. Put that on the server rack. And I'll probably be getting something like, not like this. Something like this. Just straight up hard drives. Let's see what we can do with this. Yeah, this one has 24 bays. Oh, 12 bays. Yeah, this one has 24, but this was 12. Look at that. 2.1 gigahertz, 8 core. And it's 2 of them. Yeah, let's just go balls to the wall. 26 cores. Times 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and just crank it up to 11. I don't think 26, what, 26 times 6 times 2 is 52. 100 threads. What I would do with that. Yeah, no, let's go ahead and like reasonable. These CPUs are actually pretty expensive. I wouldn't be able to justify the cost. So here, build your own Dell tower. You see, this is one I would actually do, but damn, I would love to have this one. $2,000. Why is it $2,000 in the first place? Just what it is. Not even adding memory, not even adding hard drive. It's not even redundant power supplies. That's the one that I would love to get would be this one. T430. This would be like my ideal server for me right now. Or maybe a T320. The only problem is that I don't want to go small form factor because that means the hard drives get more expensive. But you can slap more into them, which is cool. But it's just, they're expensive. HP. Dude, this one might be something I take a look at. $400. This is a 6-core times 2. Perfect. Let's crank this up to... Oh, memory's gotten a little pricey. 32 gigs of RAM. I think this is redundant power supplies. Integrated ILO. And then here goes the four hard drives. 4 terabytes. Oh, these are SAS too. That's actually a pretty good price. So 4 terabytes across the board. This is just... It's free. Why not? I would love to get this. Okay, see, this is an extremely reasonable price right here. An HP ProLiant DL360 G9 with 2 6-core CPUs. That's 24 threads, 32 gigs of RAM. The smart array, which I might not use. Well, actually, I might use. Two 500 watt power supplies, which is perfect. An ILO, and then 16 terabytes of raw storage for $750. Heck yeah! For under $1,000, you got a freaking baller server. And the compute that you can do on that thing, nuts. I would probably even upgrade this to be just at a higher price tier goes up so much. It goes up to $1,000 for 6 times 4, 24 terabytes of raw storage. Let's say you do RAID 5 4 disk. That's 18 terabytes of storage with 1 drive that you can fail. But it's SAS. That's the only thing that sucks. But what I would probably do is I would just get the drive trays, and I would buy my own hard drives from here. I would buy probably these for $46. Wait, these are 2 terabytes. Sorry. How much is it? Oh, 4 terabytes? 4 times 4, 16. Take 1 out. 12 terabytes. I think that's enough storage for me. 12 terabytes RAID 5 across 4 disks. Yeah. This is perfect. So what? $70. 70 times 4 is 200. 70 times 4? $280. Wait, 70, yeah, 70. $280 plus $596. You're looking at $800. Well, $850. It's worth it. It's just one of those things. It's just like, this is a nice to have. All right, let's take a look at the pre-builds. I'm curious what they have now in the pre-build stuff. Ooh. That's pretty. It's only 3 1 terabyte drive. Well, it has 146 though. Not bad. Dude, these are like storage monsters right here. The pre-built Dells. Let's do the pre-built HP. Four times 4, 192 gigs of RAM. 12 3 terabytes. That's 36 terabytes of raw storage. 64 gigs. Oh, 6 grand. Oh, see, this one's good. This is actually not that bad. 1 terabyte SSD. Hey, this is actually pretty good. 64 gigs of RAM. 2 Intel 8 core. 8 core 3.3 gigahertz servers. 2 of them. 8 1 terabyte SSDs. So you'll have 8 terabytes of raw storage. You can make that into a RAID 10 and you'll have 4 terabytes. That's actually pretty good. Or you can make it 2 RAID. Oh, you can make a. Can you? Yeah, you can make a RAID 50 on this thing. You'll lose so much disk, but you get so much. That moment is just like, I want you to do you'll do a ZFS pull on that in a heartbeat. I mean, you would do a ZFS pull on that, and you'll have, what, 6 terabytes? 6 terabytes in like a RAID 6 style. Yeah, perfect. SSD. Make it into a JBOD. 64 gigs of RAM. So like, that's a really good price. Oh, wait, what's this? Here we go. $196. Let's customize it. I want to go off to 3.3. You know what? A nice. Reasonable. Yeah, 8 by 8. That's fine. Redundant. Okay, here we go. This is where it gets fun. See, this is where it gets tricky. 179 for 1 terabyte. 75 bucks. Like a quarter of the price, a third of the price. If I really wanted to, I just go to the Evos, 119. A little cheaper. So, gray. So, you gotta put save. Maybe these would be. Big jump. But let's do a math. Let's do the little quick napkin math. Eat. $500. For under $1,000, you have a full-blown SSD server. Yep, $979 plus tax and shipping. This is not. You can probably bring this down to 32 gigs and then 560 plus 3. Yeah, $911. And it's all SSD. And you got a bunch of storage. And SSDs will last longer anyways. Or you can get pretty sure I can find better prices. Five terabytes. So let's say four terabytes we said. Brainer. This is the right way to go. There we go. This is the boy that I want to get. Quad port 1 gigabit, dual port 10 gigabits, and dual port 1 gig. Not. See the hard drives on. Two. Alright. That's all. It's all fun game fantasizing about building servers, but I think it is time for me to call it a night. This is really getting I'm getting hopeful for all these servers to get back stock. Because that is one thing that I did notice that has been a pain in the butt in trying to do. These servers have been out of stock for a while, and the ones that they only have are the expensive ones. But this is up. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I will see you guys again next Tuesday. Later.